back to the Sports Doyens post-match live. Delhi Capitals have in fact made a statement of intent today. Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan ने जो मारा है आज CSK के bowlers को, it has absolutely thrown the spanners down everyone's plans against Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan. जिनको भी लगा था कि Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw could be a potential issue at the top of the order, they've rubbished all of those claims right at the very start. And let's not forget कि Suresh Raina, Moeen Ali, Sam Curran and Ravindra Jadeja looked all good while they were batting themselves. So a very, very good game of cricket, to be honest. But then once it went to Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan, there were absolutely no answers. Shardul took a couple of wickets late on, but till then, Delhi had already decided the fate of the game. ऋषभ पंत जिनको हम शिष्य बोलेंगे, शिष्य ने टॉस जीता, शिष्य ने मैच भी जीता और शिष्य ने विनिंग रन्स भी मारे. So he's basically done everything that could have been possible against MS Dhoni. Joining me today are Atul. Atul is making his debut on the channel, just like Rishabh Pant's successful debut today. We hope Atul's will be pretty much same. I hope his net doesn't disobey him. And joining me once again is Sumed. Sumed, pretty happy start for Delhi Capitals. Obviously, as an RCB fan, it must be genuinely good to see CSK losing, but just the manner in which DC went about their batting, it was so beautiful to watch.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, more than just CSK losing, the way in which DC won the game was something I felt was tremendous. Like as you said, it made a bold statement out there for Rishabh Pant as well, saying that like this is though I'm the new captain. I am you probably wouldn't rate me as much as the captain, but I saw a lot of changes there that were happening. I obviously with the bat, Prithvi Shaw and Dhawan were excellent, and they had that excellent partnership at the top that literally set it up for Delhi, and the middle order had to do only little. But what happened was, hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Sumit.
Yeah. So I said yesterday as well. This IPL is it's an IPL of change, and for a change, I really was very heartened to see Avesh Khan get a game. It was something that I didn't think of because Ishant Sharma and Umesh Yadav were just there. But to see Avesh Khan get a game and him performing was something I thought set the tone up for Delhi at the very start of the game. Very happy for the Delhi Capitals, but I see a few more questions raised in the Chennai camp.
Absolutely. I mean, questions that would have potentially not even existed were raised today after what happened with the bowling. Their batting still was decent enough. They would be worried about Tala obviously getting out on the very second ball, but I think otherwise their batting looked okay. Ruturaj and Faf were again a reason to worry. Atul, जब तुमने whenever you look at the CSK lineup, मुझे तो ऐसे लगा कि when they started batting कि वो जो एक कॉन्फिडेंस होता है फाफ डुप्लेसी में, और आई थिंक ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ में भी हमने ऋतुराज को देखा है इवन ड्यूरिंग विजय हजारे एंड एसमैट. हमने देखा है फाफ डुप्लेसी लास्ट सीजन इन द आईपीएल वेर ही डिड वेल. Faf wasn't in good form against Pakistan, and I think all of that just kind of showed up on in the game today.
Yeah, I mean, everything went according to the plan. I mean, as far as DC is concerned, but the only thing which didn't go according to their plan was like the bowling department, which lacked depth in the middle overs. Like as if I can recall the numbers, I think they managed to make approximately 102 runs during the middle overs. So that was the one place where I think Delhi may would look to improve upon. Plus, the opening bowling was fantastic. The death over bowlings was good as well. I mean, considering the runs that are being made at Wankhede, so both those parts were pretty much fine. But the thing where they actually struggled a bit was the middle overs. And as far as from CSK point of view, I think their opening was a bit of a disappointment from them. I mean, they themselves wouldn't have expected Faf and Ritu as both to fail in a single game, in one game itself. तो मतलब आगे जाते हुए थोड़ा I think they will improve. Rituraj is a sort of a guy who will get better with time. The more he plays, the better he gets. So I think yes, the combination for CSK might be a problem as of now because maybe MS he will try to tinker on those line of thoughts about whom to play and where to play people. And
Yeah.
as we go forward, I think we will see a much more better performance from CSK and much more better opening partnership from them as well.
Absolutely, Atul, and it will be crucial to see how and where MS bats as well, क्योंकि MS की खुद की बैटिंग पोजीशन एक बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन मार्क है इस CSK लाइनअप में. I think having got a few initial thoughts, we'll dive deep into the game as well. I will take the comments, but first, अफजल आपको ये सवाल बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंटली मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ because you are in the Hindi commentary today for ESPN Cricket Info. How difficult was it typing at the speed in which Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan were batting today? Like every ball was going for a boundary. You almost knew that you had to type an entire paragraph every ball and then stay quick as it could possibly be. कितना मुश्किल था. हमने विशी से भी बात किया था प्री मैच में कि फॉर बॉल बाय बॉल कमेंटेटर्स जडेजा bowling is like hell because he bowls his overs in 2 minutes, but then today was Jadeja obviously there, but these two just kept going for fun, and they absolutely destroyed CSK bowling.
It was very difficult typing each ball because what we try to do is we try to describe the eventful balls in a much longer way and the normal balls where the batsman plays a defense or a single. So we try to explain it as easy as we
Simple as
can.
you can.
But
Yeah.
here it was very difficult because each ball was going out of the park and it was very difficult for all of us to type in with every ball. And Prithvi Shaw just showed his class. We all know
Yeah.
how talented he is, but he had some flaws in his technique. He was struggling in the last season as well. He was struggling in Australia. He got dropped from the team. He was completely out of the reckoning from the national setup. We all thought that he wouldn't even feature in the T20 setup or the white ball setup in the near future. But he has shown that he is a class player, and what he can do, he can just take the game away from you. In the span of 37 balls, he scored some 70 odd runs and just
Yeah.
blasted the CSK bowling attack. The bowling attack that we all thought could do wonders for CSK. You had Bravo, who is potentially their best death bowler. You had Lord
Yeah.
Sharpulkar in that side. You had Deepak Chahar, who troubled everyone with his swing bowling in UAE. But Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan just took them apart, ball by ball, just sent them on a leather hunt. And we also what this Delhi side can do without their two prime overseas pacers.
Absolutely. I mean, this is obviously without Kagiso Rabada and without Anrik Nokia. This is, I mean, I don't know whether Steve Smith even is in their plans, but this is without Steve Smith as well. So it is quite incredible how Delhi Capitals have started already on their fantastic journey. A team that is very well touted to be go long into this tournament yet again and probably even win it has really started with a statement of intent. Siddharth, I know your agenda is Shikhar Dhawan still opens, and after watching that magnificent straight drive, fly for a six, there was no doubt that that is going to happen. But Prithvi Shaw has, nailed down a few pointers today, and if he keeps doing that for the entirety of the IPL, KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma will be sweating, won't they?
I think someone needs to tell Prithvi Shaw that the Vijay Hazare Trophy has ended, and this is the IPL that he is playing in. Because if you, if you look at that 185 innings and this match, nothing changed. It didn't matter who was bowling. It didn't matter where they were bowling.
Yeah,
The outcome was the same, which was the case in the Vijay Hazare Trophy as well.
yeah,
Because in that, because that there it was flawless. That's the word I would use. I think that there was a minor change in technique in terms of pushing the ball, something that he has been weak with at times. But this player, man, if he plays this way for a longer time, what a player he turns out to be for India. And to come at Shikhar Dhawan, as I say, he still opens. I have been sticking with this opinion of mine for the longest time because I
yeah.
just feel he's too consistent to be dropped out. He's too consistent, and he just proved it today. An excellent long innings and wasn't at a slow pace as well. I think his strike rate was
Absolutely.
what 150
157.
plus,
Yeah,
150 plus. Yeah,
157.
exactly.
Talk about proving a doubters wrong. I mean, I personally myself have doubts. When you see KL and Rohit, obviously you have doubts as well. But Shikhar, I think in the last IPL, in the Vijay Hazare Trophy over here today in the first game, I mean, yes, it's very, very early on in the tournament, so it's only one match. There's a long way to go. But the early signs are very, very ominous if you're a Delhi Capitals fan. I'm sure Kushagra will also join in a while once he's done, but I'm pretty sure that he will be the most happiest of all the he will the most happiest of all the Delhi Capitals fans here because he is definitely was looking forward to Prithvi Shaw as all of us were, and just the way he played was absolutely superb. कुछ comments लेते हैं and उसके बाद we'll go further into the game. Navjeevan says Pant was just elegant to watch today. Bowling was not bad at all, but it was fine batting all over. Yes, I think he's talking about Prithvi
I
Shaw as well. Yeah, I think
pretty
he's
sure.
talking about
Yeah.
Prithvi Shaw. But Pant was good as well at the time he was there with his bat. Shaw not only smashed CSK but also the trolls perfect reply. I mean, Prithvi Shaw का मुझे लगता है after that first test in Australia when they released that Instagram story of sorts, I guess we knew that he's going to come back. People have known Prithvi Shaw for quite a while, knew that he's going to come back with a bang. And massive, massive kudos to Mr. Praveen Amre who's worked a lot with him. Massive kudos to Sachin who also helped him during this tough time. And obviously, big kudos to him, Prithvi Shaw himself, that he had it in his mind to work on his technique and he just did a fantastic job there. Nathan is here. Nathan bringing back his all English agenda as the guy from Preston who's lost by 5 goals today. I mean, welcome back, Nathan. How good was Chris Wokes and Sam Curran? I think both of them were magnificent.
I think I think I think I think I think Nathan wrote Tom Curran and then deleted it back and stuck with Chris Wokes and Sam Curran.
Tom Curran started off pretty well, to be honest, and then his brother came in and absolutely destroyed him. Manish says the only good thing for Chennai today was Chinnathala. Yes, Chinnathala was
No, no,
absolutely fine.
Dwayne Bravo as well. Dwayne Bravo as well. You're speaking in the pre-match live, uh, uh,
Yeah.
not being so sure about whether Dwayne Bravo can still pull what he used to in the final overs,
Yeah.
and boy, he did. Let's
He
just say
did. I
that.
mean, we all were a little skeptical about Dwayne Bravo, but class is permanent. Suresh Raina today, AB de Villiers yesterday, and I guess even today we saw Dwayne Bravo. There is still a
Kedar
little bit
Jadhav
left
tomorrow.
in him. Kedar Jadhav tomorrow, yes, that might pretty
No,
much happen as well. So
but the only issue with Bravo is that he plays 7 games at Chepauk, and where his slower cutters are effective. This time they are
yeah,
not playing 7 games at Chennai, and the pitches will start getting better in Mumbai as well as in Bangalore, where they play
yes,
most of their games. And it will be very difficult for him to bowl those balls where you have the ball being wet due to the dew. That played a very massive role today, and it will be playing a very massive role at Mumbai as well as in Bangalore.
मुझे ऐसा भी
But
लगता है
still,
ना अगर of all these two
yeah,
venues, due factor is going to be equally important. So whenever CSK bowl first, Dwayne Brown will be absolutely gold dust for them because the opposition team is going to want to go at him because they have to set a massive total against I think any batting unit in the IPL. But I think CSK have the firepower, so they will know that, and maybe that is where Dwayne Bravo thrives. प्रॉब्लम एक है मुझे ये लगता है कि स्पेशली एट वानखेड़े और इवन इफ यू गो टू बैंगलोर बाउंड्रीज थोड़े छोटे हैं and that could be a massive difference between a miscued six to a catch at square leg or at I think even mid on for that matter.
Yeah,
So वो एक
you can
difference हो
just look
सकता
at Pollard's wicket yesterday. To
है.
the
Yeah.
the
yeah.
the ball that he got caught in the deep in Chinnaswamy, it will fly for a 60-meter six.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, but also Chennai. I don't think they have too many options at the death. We've spoken
Yeah.
about this before, and for that very reason, I think they will be relieved that they can still rely on Bravo. And also, I feel that still that off cutter that comes, the slower delivery that comes off his arms is difficult to pick because we saw Prithvi Shaw and Dhawan who were at their best. They were perfectly tonking the slower delivery that Shardul was bowling in between,
Yeah.
but they were still struggling a bit with Bravo. So I think there's still that factor that kicks in.
Yes, I think it definitely does kick in, especially when Wayne Bravo is at his peak. And I think he'll only get better and fitter as the tournament goes. And I think he'll get smarter as well the more cricket he plays. So I think that will be a very, very crucial aspect in how Dwayne Bravo and CSK manage this show. Uh, Again, this question is asked by Kushagra. Were you on Hindi commentary again today? Yes, he was. Also, Prithvi Shaw was lit. Absolutely, he was lit. Rohit is here. Rohit, I think the batting performance of CSK covered some issues. Imagine Rabada and Nokia in that Delhi lineup. CSK was very stop start. Yes, I think they were, Rohit. I felt CSK did not start well at all. Then it was Raidu and Suresh Raina. I don't know for how many years now they've been rescuing this team, and they rescued them once again. And then again, when both of them got out,
Moeen Ali as
Sam
well.
Curran and Moeen Ali as well. Yes, I mean, let's not forget Moeen Ali, who was absolutely first class today. He looked like he was the player they spent all of that money on. Looked good at number three as well. Jadeja and Curran finished off well. So yes, they were very stop start, but I think they can look at this game with a little bit of optimism, at least towards their batting, saying that if one of our openers fire, we get an even better total, and you expect the others to stick on to the way they have been playing. Obviously, ये बात नहीं है कि सारे players perform करेंगे, but if they can score somewhere around 180s, 190s in most games, I think they are still good enough to win, at least 6 or 7 games or take them on the brink of playoffs. Sulak
Also,
says,
uh,
yeah,
I would like to add, one thing which I didn't find really went well with CSK, the decision which was taken by MS to send Moeen Ali after Suresh Raina. Like there were two left-handers in those middle overs, and when you
yeah,
have two left-handers, you will see, I mean, eventually you will see a off spinner, right arm off spinner coming and bowling to her. So
yeah.
Ashwin was the right arm off spinner, and
That's what
eventually he
it
picked up Moeen Ali as well. So
it seemed
going
like a
forward, I
plan,
think
though. I
they
mean,
might need to rejig this batting order. Maybe slot Ambati Raidu at number 4 and then bring Moeen Ali at number 5, so that there will be a left-right combination going forward. Because if you have two left-handers, every team these days have a off spinner, a right arm off spinner, which is a very good option against left-hander. So maybe they need to think on these lines as well.
Yes, Umin.
Yeah, I agree with Atul on what he said, but I think Dhoni had some plan behind it because who followed Moeen Ali and Raina? Ravindra Jadeja. I mean, another left-hand batsman into the mix. So it was some kind of a plan, though I don't know what it was. Probably to unsettle the leg spinner, I felt, because Amit Mishra probably in the first 2 overs bowled 10 googlies or probably has around 15 to 16 googlies in his 24 balls, which is something very
Yeah.
unusual coming from, and that is something that it is something that really forced the like it made CSK go that high. He returned with an expensive figure, so maybe that was a part of a plan. But I agree to that. CSK will need to alter their batting lineup a bit. Yeah.
Sumit, I also feel that at the same point, if you look at all of these three batters you've just talked about, right? Moeen Ali, very good playing inside out. You look at Suresh Raina, we know how brilliant he is doing that. And also, I think Ravindra Jadeja is very good square of the wicket on the offside as well. And you look at Amit Mishra, all of these left-handers are brilliant on the cow corner. So it's very, very difficult to stop them. I think that was a plan, but then again, it becomes too much similarity. There was no variation in the plan, which I guess might have affected. Maybe you bring Dhoni slightly up in this kind of a situation where you give him more time so he doesn't have to, sit back and slog on the last final overs. He's not the same MS Dhoni anymore. I think he's not been the same MS Dhoni for the last 4 or 5 years. He's been a different player now, and I think he himself needs to understand that. I think the CSK management need to work around the new MS Dhoni, or the latest version of him rather, and try to accommodate that in the team, because as much as MS would want to click, we have to also ensure, as I think as CSK would like to make it very clear in the batting lineup as well, that they get the most effectivity out of every player at every position. And I don't feel MS at 7 is genuinely a good position for him. Probably not even back in the day when he used to play. He would still play at number 6, maybe number 7, still too deep down the order. Anurag adds Pant finishing in style in his first game as captain right in front of MSD. A lot of things ticked in one game for Pant. Especially, yes, and Afzal ka ESPN Cricket Info ka tweet देखा होगा, तो he has mentioned all of that as well. ये देखो नौटंकी रहेगी, every day a different agenda. I like this as an agenda, so I'm not going to complain. Rohit says, I think Pant made a mistake by not finishing Wook's quota. Should have been even less runs to the chase. Yes, ये
I
एक
don't
बात के
have I don't
बराबर
have I don't have pointless agendas like Williamson wanting to play over Bairstow, so it's okay, I guess.
I like that, but okay. Shivam says Roar Macha. Shivam was supporting Delhi Capitals today, so yes, congratulations to Shivam. There are three things absolutely certain in life that taxes Rege with an agenda on TSD life. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure whether death and taxes should be number one and two. I think Rege should be first. Shivam says bowling will be a big issue for CSK going forward in the tournament. Yasho says I'm not even a CSK fan, but it was so painful to watch. Yes, it was. I think especially when MS got out on the second ball. Manish, at least three agendas a day. Log naam bhul jayenge said is what Anurag saying. CSK was short of a fast bowler is what Rohit says. Rohit, Jason Behrendorff will be back. I mean, after his quarantine period, so maybe expect that Lungi and Gedi will be back soon as well. So they will have proper fast bowlers in their setup once again. Yasho says CSK don't have a proper pace merchant that will hurt them. Yes, pace merchant Lungi Ngidi maybe. You might have to look at Lungi Ngidi in that sense. And some dogs are parting because we cannot because of night curfew. That's brilliant to see. But hope they party for a Delhi Capitals win today. Uh, Anurag says Praveen Amre has worked wonders with a lot of batsmen in the past. Uttappa, Post, and Pri Amre with a different cricketer altogether. Love this person. I mean, for someone who's seen Praveen Amre, I think Praveen Amre has been critical in, I think, development of a lot of Mumbai cricketers over the last 10 years, especially. And a lot of cricketers, even if they are not from Mumbai, they've gone to him, and I think he's done brilliantly. He's worked wonders with a lot of batsmen, and simply the clear mindset with all of these players. You talked about Uttappa here, Anurag. Even the mindset with which when like Prithvi Shaw came out today, it was so clear that that weakness was also worked on, and his confidence was also boosted after all of that in the Vijay Hazare. I think yes, we're hearing a little bit of soap opera as well. I guess. Shivam says Mr. IPL is back. Yes, Mr. IPL is back. Sai Gautam says Harishankar Reddy might be a good choice. Okay. CSK also needs to work on the batting order. Dhoni came at 7 straight to round for him. Yes, I feel the same too. Rohit says I think Raidu followed Moeen and Raina, not Jadeja. By the way, Rohit, just to pull it out, I am starting to read your name out correctly. So I mean that's one plus point for me. Not calling you Rohan anymore. Yasho says, yes, Raidu came three down. Anurag says, we like Sid, so they are fine. Oh, I just typed something nice, and this guy says Kane Williamson over Bairstow is pointless. Okay, I'm not sure what has happened in the private chat, but okay, fair enough. Kushagra says Delhi number one. Indeed, I don't know the meaning of the
Number
word.
one. Number
Okay,
one.
number. Oh, okay,
अरे
okay, okay. I
वाह
got
वाह
this.
भाई वाह भाई वाह भाई. I mean, such creativity, man.
Such
Amazing.
creativity, yes. Ankur says hi, hi Ankur. Welcome to the comment section and do subscribe to the channel as well. Coming back, Siddharth, agenda रहेगी. Okay, नाम तो change हो ही गया है. But okay, there is one guy with no agenda. There is Atul making his debut. There is Sumed who is an RCB fan, and here is one who lost yesterday. But okay, coming to no agendas first of all. Uh, क्या लगता है अफजल after today's performance? I mean, what would be the mood like in a Delhi Capitals camp? You saw the pre match where Ricky Ponting talked about winning this tournament. You saw about the attitude. You saw that they came out there today knowing that they would want to win, and just the way they chased the total down showed it. But how good does this run chase in specific put them for the games to go ahead? Also to add to that, sorry, not Chris Morris, Rabada and Nokia will be coming back into the setup. You already have Chris Wokes who bowled really well, and then probably a little worry on Amit Mishra, but Amit Mishra, knowing the class that he is, he'll definitely come back. Ashwin went for a few runs. Maybe that is a question, but again, Ashwin was trying too many things today. Stoinis went for runs. So there are ups and downs, but I think the overall mood will be pretty flat, pretty good today, I guess.
तो सबसे पहले तो आई बी वेरी हैप्पी कि ऋषभ पंत अपनी कैप्टनसी में पहला मैच जीत गए. बिकॉज टीम
Yeah,
जितना डर रही थी, टीम थोड़ा स्केप्टिकल थी कि अपना कैप्टन खो दिया आपने. आपके दो प्राइमरी फास्ट बॉलर्स आपके लिए अवेलेबल नहीं है फर्स्ट मैच में. आपका एक लेफ्ट आर्म स्पिन ऑप्शन जिसको आप आपका नंबर 7 का ऑलराउंडर भी कंसिडर करते हो, वो अवेलेबल नहीं था. इन सब की गैर मौजूदगी में भी आपके सीनियर प्रोज, आपके एक्सपीरियंस इंडियन प्लेयर्स ने अपना हाथ खड़ा किया और आपकी टीम की नैया को पार लगाया. ये बहुत बहुत अच्छी बात है टीम के लिए. ये दर्शाता है कि ये टीम चैलेंज जो आया है इनके पास कि अपने कैप्टन के बिना इन्हें पूरा सीजन खेलना पड़ेगा, उसे बैक डाउन नहीं कर रही है. एक अनुभवी खिलाड़ी के एब्सेंस में भी इनके पास ऐसी बेंच स्ट्रेंथ है जो कभी भी आकर कोई भी सिचुएशन में आपको मैच जिता सकती है. क्योंकि
yeah,
रहा इस टीम के पास अभी भी स्टीव स्मिथ बेंच पर बैठे हुए हैं. उस कैलिबर का खिलाड़ी अगर आपकी प्लेइंग 11 का पार्ट नहीं बन पाता है, तो ये दिखाता है कि आपकी टीम कितनी स्ट्रांग है और आपके पास हर पोजीशन के लिए आपके पास 1 से 2 प्लेयर्स अवेलेबल है.
fair
तो
enough.
इस
Yeah,
हिसाब से टीम का मूड बहुत अच्छा होगा. और ये ऋषभ पंत के कॉन्फिडेंस को और ज्यादा बूस्ट अप करेगा, जो ऑलरेडी इतना बूस्ट अप हो चुका है पिछले 6 महीनों के परफॉर्मेंसेस से। ये उनकी कैप्टनसी में भी छलकेगा अब कि वो अपनी टीम को और ब्रेव तरीके से लीड कर पाएंगे अगले आने वाले मैचेस में।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल अफजल, यहाँ पे काफी अच्छा मोरल रहेगा डीसी कैंप में, स्पेशली अगर आप
और डीसी का कुछ कुछ स्टोरी लाइक इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम से भी आज रिजेंबल किया, लाइक दे टेस्टेड देयर बेंच स्ट्रेंथ एंड दे ऑल केम गुड एट वन टाइम। Rishabh Pant will be a very happy captain today. But having said that, one thing I really didn't understand from DC's point of view, like they played Rahane ahead of Steve Smith. Okay, fine, I got that point because maybe Ricky Ponting, gave him a go because Rahane is a Mumbai Maharashtrian lad and he played all his cricket all his life there on those pitches. So maybe he would have given him a chance. But I really can't figure it out. The batting position of Rahane, like he was not there at number 3. Punting at number 3, followed by Stoinis. So like, if you're playing Rahane, where will he bat? I can't imagine him batting at number 5 or number 6. So
अतुल, मुझे ये लग रहा है कि maybe because the win was in sight today, there was no pressure. When I think all of these guys came on to bat, the match was already won. They wanted to work on net run rate, and I know it sounds very early in the tournament, but net run rate is crucial. We have seen teams falter out on net run rate, so maybe उसके वजह से they thought कि okay, maybe Rahane shouldn't bat and all of these guys should bat. A lot of people are going to comment. I don't know who to
pick. Net run rate thing was the only reason you could also think about.
Yes,
नेट रन रेट कैलकुलेट करना हमारी आदत है, हम पहले मैच से कैलकुलेट करते हैं, तो डीसी वालों ने भी वही कर ही लिया, हमारी स्ट्रेटजी कॉपी कर ली उन्होंने बस।
I like this.
No, I think Rahane is naturally the number 3 for DC. I think today was a separate case. Yeah, he is. I don't think there's unless you see what happened today, and the job of playing that long innings was done today. So why would you need Rahane to play when you need 40 or 30 balls? You might as well bring Pant and do it in 10 balls. So but I think Rahane is a natural number 3 that they are. That's there in their plans.
So Atul, I mean, we haven't heard your views on this. Would you rather prefer Rahane over Smith, or do you want to go for Smith? Probably bench someone like a Hetmeyer.
I mean, I will go for Smith ahead of Hetmeyer. Like Hetmeyer have got really a lot of chances in IPL, and up till now, I cannot think of a single inning except the one inning which he played for RCB. Even that inning came in a dead rubber sort of match, and except that I can't remember a single inning that he has played of significance. So therefore, I will go with Steve Smith ahead of Hetmeyer.
But then
give the best captain a chance.
This is strong now.
Yeah, and also I don't see Rahane, Smith, and Dhawan playing together in that top 4 position. In those top 4 positions.
So if Steve Smith plays, Rahane goes out as well, along with Hetmeyer. So someone else has to come there in the middle order and do the job. So, because Steve Smith and Ajinkya Rahane are both pretty similar type of player, and they can't afford to be in the team at the same time.
But who do you have to replace them?
Who do you have to replace? Yeah, that's my question.
Because Rahane, the biggest thing that works in favor of Rahane is that he's an Indian player.
Yeah. Probably then you have to go with someone like Lalit Yadav towards the end.
Then maybe should look at some.
We just seem to have lost Atul, I guess. But अगर अतुल का सिनेरियो हम कंसिडर कर भी लेते हैं कि if Steve Smith does come in, if you do have to drop someone like Rahane along with Hetmeyer, maybe because there are too many similar players in the lineup, probably Lalit Yadav fits the bill for you guys. I mean, Sumedh, what do you think if Lalit Yadav could potentially be in the death? We have seen him finish games for Delhi in the Syed Mushtaq Ali, in the Vijay Hazare Trophy. Not just last season, but I think even in years before that as well. Do you think that could potentially be an option?
Yes, Lalit Yadav could certainly be one of the options. He has done those kind of things in as you mentioned in domestic cricket. So Lalit Yadav could be one potential option there. I just wanted to bring one more scenario into picture. I am though I'm not sure if Delhi would be eager to employ it or if they have it in plans. But we did see India do that with Rahane in a few years ago. Is that play him as a floater between 6 to 3?
Yeah.
do like does this kind of a situation help Rahane? Because I initially thought Rahane should have stepped in because he was lack of game time, especially in the T20s. Didn't play a lot
Yeah.
last year also, so he could have got some game time behind him in for the later matches to fire. But if Delhi is looking at him as a floater, then I don't know how that gamble is gonna play off. So yeah, I not sure on that.
That's
It will be
that's
very
definitely a tough
difficult to
question.
have two floaters in the top six, right? Even Pant is your
Yeah.
floater. He can come at number three. He can stay back and play at number six if there's a collapse and you want him to accelerate at the end. So having two floaters is a very risky idea. So I guess
Also,
But
also,
but
Rahane at
the both
three
but
because
both go opposite ways, right? Like if early wickets fall down, then you have Rahane coming up, and if the wickets fall down very late, then Pant is obviously going to push up. So they are
Yeah.
not the
then your
same
batting
characters
lineup
of players.
isn't sorted, right? Then your batting order
Yeah,
isn't sorted
Isn't
because when
sorted.
yeah,
Yes.
such situations come in and when you have to play a role which you haven't been playing in the past three games, and if that is expected out of you, if Rahane is consolidating the innings in three games, and in the fourth game he has to come in and finish the game where Pant came in at number three and couldn't do the job, then would Rahane be able to do that job? It'll be
no,
very difficult.
exactly. That's why I
Talk
said we
about
need
talk
to
about
look at
missing
if
Shreyas
the
Iyer.
gamble is going to play off.
Exactly. Shreyas Iyer is the vital cog in
Do
this lineup.
everything.
And if he isn't here, Rahane should be that person who will fill that gap at number
वही है ना अफजल की जब हम
also,
श्रेयस अय्यर को
also,
देखते हैं
you will never see Rahane at number 5 and number 6 in any situation,
it's
unless
tough.
unless
unless you're playing
you
Test cricket in whites.
or or unless you push Pant, Stoinis, Hetmeyer up, and they all three of them fail. In that case, it's which is a very rare scenario.
Very rare
Only
scenario.
then,
वही बात है
yeah.
रहेगी because as you said, right, I think Shreyas Iyer is one such player who can play multiple roles at the same point of time, and maybe that is where you have number threes are other teams as well. I mean, Virat obviously now is going to open the batting, so that's out of the picture. But someone like Suresh Raina who can also play multiple roles for CSK. You've seen Surya Kumar from Mumbai Indians. I think at KKR, Nitish Rana is also quite capable of playing both the roles. So I think there are versatile players, and I guess this is where now Ajinkya Rahane's versatility also gets tested. Let's not forget the guy has IPL hundreds, but I think his batting over the years has changed. He's become a more consolidating, accumulating player, and I think that will definitely count for something. Welcome Kushagra, welcome a fantastic DC win, but I will take a few comments and curb your excitement for slightly more time before I come to you. Atul is
Flags
also
निकल
here.
चुके हैं भाई.
Flags निकल चुके हैं
Flags निकल
definitely.
चुके.
Flags निकल चुके हैं. He had to be on the Delhi Capitals official live, so I mean, probably had to do it more than anything else. Petition for yeah, कुशागर का ही comments चालू करते हैं.
हाँ, तो फिर
Petition
आपको
for
दे
the
दो ना.
first. I mean, yeah.
सबको सबको
वैसे
नॉट
देखो
जस्ट
वैसे तो
मैं तो कल ही बोलने आता
अफजल.
था कि कोविड है, कैंसिल करो, जो टॉप पे है उसको ट्रॉफी देके खत्म करो. बट फिर क्या वो चीटिंग हो जाएगी ना, हम चीटिंग से नहीं जीतना चाहते.
moving on, moving on. While Delhi Capitals chased 189 at Wankhede, Pakistan chased 189 at Wanderers.
एब्सोल्युटली, मैं वो भी बात करने आया था पाकिस्तान की भी.
Their 100th win in T20.
And South Africa kind of choked again one, a little bit. They were
South
dropping
Africa
catches in the end.
is universal. I mean, it
पूरी
just keeps
सीरीज
on
में ऐसा
happening.
चल रहा है उनका तो.
पूरे सीरीज
They've
ऐसे
been
चल रहा है,
dropping.
ओडीआई ऐसे चल रहा है. Yeah.
They are quite in quite a problem here. Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan become the first pair to share 138 run partnership in the IPL. Now all partnership from 0 to 140 have taken place at least once in the IPL. Wow, that's a staggering
Wow.
record. I mean, that's genuinely a nice record to look at. Good one, thanks Masoom. Rabada and Nokia or Rabada and Vokes? Which combination should DC go with? Oh, I mean, DC go with 52 wickets as compared to the second one which you're suggesting. I would still go with Rabada and Nokia. Probably Chris Wokes is a very good backup player to have, but I won't be tempted to play Rabada and Wokes yet. Probably Nokia and Wokes at some point because Rabada. I mean, just if you just go by form, Rabada hasn't looked at his very best in the Pakistan series as well of late. So maybe if you want to go only by form, I think you go with Vokes and Nokia. but just the class that the two Rabada and Nokia produce together on pitches like the Wankhede, it's going to be very, very difficult to deal with. So I guess
I think
I
they
would, I
also
would, st-
feed off each other. The bowling tandem. So
yes,
you have to give your best bowlers a chance. I mean, it doesn't matter who has performed
absolutely.
in the previous match. If those two comes in, they are playing straight away in the playing line.
But the
It's
problem
all
is,
about partnerships, right? You look at Raina and Ambati Raidu; they might have not played in ages, and just look at the way they played today, as if they were playing, yesterday for a brilliant
Raina,
partnership. So
man.
think,
I mean, Raina was a huge surprise for us. I mean, we've all been talking about how many sessions Dhoni has done, practices, and how much practice has been lacking from Raina's point of view. And the moment he came out today, I mean, I wasn't
yeah.
believing the fact that he hasn't had a practice session of or degree or something like that. But he was timing the ball perfectly and hitting everything was hitting the middle of the bat.
रायना का एकेडमी में मुझे देखना है कौन से bowlers bowling करते हैं because he batted today as if those bowlers were the quality of the CSK bowlers that existed today. तो रायना की एकेडमी पास में ही है. I hope that after lockdown and after, I
in
mean, all of this COVID
yeah in
but
restrictions, I can go and see that.
just one thing, ब्रदर, जो तुमने बोला ना कि रबाड़ा पाकिस्तान सीरीज में फॉर्म में दिखे नहीं है, बट रबाड़ा का
हाँ.
यही है ना, जब वो ग्रीन जर्सी से ब्लू में आएगा ना दिल्ली के, तब वो अलग बॉलर बन जाएगा। वो रसेल का यॉर्कर याद है, उसी तरह की
Yes.
बॉलिंग होगी, पिछले साल का पर्पल कैप का परफॉर्मेंस रिपीट होगा और रबाड़ा अलग ही रबाड़ा दिख के आएगा ये पूरे आईपीएल।
वही है, वही उम्मीद कुशाग्र भी कर रहे हैं, जैसे आपने अभी रबाडा के बारे में बात करी है. लिटिल बिट ऑफ स्माइल वाज विजिबल फॉर एवरीवन टू सी. शिवम, ओके, रेग इज कमेंटिंग ऑन दैट. DC love is what Akshay Kadam shares. First 50s of 2020 IPL, Faf du Plessis for CSK versus MI21, Suresh Raina for CSK versus DC. Never before the first 50 plus knocks in the consecutive IPL seasons have come from the same team. Yes, yesterday कोई 50 नहीं दिखी हमको. Chris Lynn came extremely close, but got out at 49. Masoom says today Suresh Raina reaches 40th IPL 50 plus score. Interestingly, the first of them coming at number 4 since his first ever 50 plus knock back in 2008, which shows us how much Suresh Raina has played at number 3, maybe for Gujarat Lions or maybe for the Chennai Super Kings. Moeen 36, Raina 54, Raidu 23, Jadeja 26, Sam 34 is the first time. 5 non-openers scored more than 20 runs in an IPL innings. Wow, that's a brilliant stat. I mean, Masoom is pulling off some beautiful ones today. Suresh Raina finally reaches the 50. This makes the current season the first ever IPL season with its first 50 coming after its first 5-4. Okay, again, another one. Masoom, you're on fire today, and congratulations getting all of these stats out in the first place. Smith over Hitmeyer if Dhawan and Shaw play with such a strike rate is what Pranav is saying, backing the argument made by Atul as well. Masoom says Lalit Yadav at 6 or Vishnu Vinod. I think Masoom would still go with Lalit Yadav. He offers you a lot more than probably Vishnu Vinod. You already have a wicket keeper in Rishabh Pant. Why would you want to play another one? Is my question.
Also, Vinod
Uh,
plays at the order, right?
yes, Vinod play at top of the order. Not that players at top cannot succeed in the bottom, but when you already have a player who plays in the finishing role, why would you want to take someone else? Pan says it was special for me to go with MS Dhoni in the toss, my go-to man. I've learned a lot from him. I would have loved to see what happens if Rishabh Pant would have sledged a little bit of MS Dhoni, but that moment never came to fruit for all of us. Aksar comes in from Rahane Smith for Admire. My agenda is done. Um, Masoom says most runs versus CSK 910 Shikhar Dhawan. Yes, that's a fantastic record. Just 9 runs ahead of Virat Kohli and then Rohit Sharma, David Warner and next to them. Kushagra थोड़ा relax मोर्चा निकालने वाला है ऐसा अभी लग रहा है. I mean all of the flags and everything behind him, such a serious face. It does look like there is going to be a morcha from Kushagra, but night curfew है भूलना मत बिल्कुल भी. Delhi's first 100 plus opening partnership in 69 innings. This was the last was between Quinton de Kock and Rishabh Pant against Gujarat Lions in Rajkot in 2016. I thought Quinton de Kock bowling, I got a slight confused, but then I realized yes, he did play for Delhi Daredevils back in the day. So I mean that's quite a throwback. Afzal, coming to you, I know you have to leave as well pretty soon, but coming to you, Afzal, your final comments for the day. कैसा लगा आपको overall Delhi का performance? Proper roar मचा दिया उन्होंने आज.
तो दिल्ली तो पिछले सीजन का अपना फॉर्म कैरी करते हुए आ रही थी आज के मैच में। सीएसके को लग रहा था कि वो अपना हार का सिलसिला खत्म करेंगे, जो उन्होंने पिछले साल इतनी सारी हार देखी है। तो उनकी बैटिंग लाइनअप ने अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस तो दी, बट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे रिजल्ट उनके फेवर में नहीं गया पिछले काफी मैचों की तरह। तो मुझे लगता है कि सीएसके को कमबैक करना बहुत जरूरी है और अपना प्लेइंग 11 सॉर्ट करना जरूरी है। कि जब एनगेडी उनके पास अवेलेबल हो जाएंगे तो क्या वो डायरेक्टली आपके लिए आपके प्लेइंग 11 में आएंगे, या बेरेंडॉफ जब उनका क्वारंटाइन खत्म करके आएंगे तो क्या वो आपके ओवरसीज फास्ट बॉलर होंगे, या आप यही कॉम्बिनेशन के साथ जाओगे जहाँ पे आप युवराज को ऊपर टॉप ऑफ द ऑर्डर में और लंबे चांसेस दोगे। तो यही बात आती है कि आप आपका प्लेइंग 11 सॉर्ट करो और आपकी बैटिंग लाइनअप क्या होगी, आपका बैटिंग ऑर्डर किस तरीके से होगा, क्या धोनी आपके लिए नंबर 5 पे बैटिंग करेंगे या सिर्फ वो आपके फिनिशर होंगे जो अंत में 10 बॉल में 20 रन बनाएंगे। तो वही बात आती है कि आप आपके ऑर्डर को सॉर्ट करो और आपका 4 ओवरसीज प्लेयर्स का कॉम्बिनेशन वो अगर ठीक करेगी सीएसके तो ही सीएसके जीत सकती है, वरना पिछले साल की सीएसके में वापस देखने मिलेगी। और दिल्ली के लिए तो ये बहुत कमेंडेबल परफॉर्मेंस थी। आगे चल के दिल्ली और मुंबई दोनों बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग टीम्स है इस कंपटीशन में हराने के लिए। ये टीम इन दोनों टीमों को बीट करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट होगा बाकी 6 टीम्स के लिए। अब तक जिस हिसाब से मैचेस हुए, कल का मैच भले मुंबई हारी थी बट उन्होंने जिस हिसाब से आरसीबी को अंतिम गेंद तक खींचा वो दिखाता है कि वो एक चैंपियन टीम है। और धीरे धीरे जैसे टूर्नामेंट में हर टीम अपना अपना पहला दूसरा मैच खेल लेगी वैसे हमें सिनारियोज क्लियर होते जाएंगे कि किस टीम में क्या वीकनेस है और किस चीज को बाकी टीमें एक्सप्लॉइट करने के लिए देख सकती है।
Absolutely, and thank you once again, Afzal, for joining. हम आपकी कमेंट्री का कल भी इंतजार करेंगे जब सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद एंड कोलकाता नाइट राइडर्स गो हेड टू हेड। हमारा एक काफी सपोर्टिंग कास्ट है इसमें विद केकेआर। वी हैव प्रणव, वी हैव अतुल कुमार, अनदर अतुल कुमार, वी हैव रोहन गुलाटी एज वेल। तो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग केकेआर स्क्वाड है हमारे पास। कपल ऑफ co-founders Gautam and Anurag are SRH fans, so we have quite some game going on tomorrow. तो मजा आएगा ये गेम देखने में, एंड अफजल आपकी कमेंट्री के साथ और भी बेहतरीन मजा आएगा हमको देखने के लिए।
वैसे कल बिरयानी डाबी पता है ना?
Oh yes, tomorrow is the biryani derby. How could we forget that? Kolkata versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. This is the ultimate biryani derby. मैं हैदराबाद को सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ. I don't like aloo in my biryanis, but okay.
चलो बाय।
बेगानी शादी में अब्दुल्ला दीवान।
Okay, I'll finally come to Kushagra. We have kept him for waiting for quite some time. कुशाग्र, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल पृथ्वी शॉ, शिखर धवन की तो हमने बहुत चर्चा की है एज अ पैनल, बट एज अ दिल्ली फैन, हाउ कुड यू स्टॉप लाफिंग आफ्टर दैट, और स्माइलिंग रादर आफ्टर दैट परफॉर्मेंस, स्टॉप लाफिंग एट द फैक्ट कि लोग पृथ्वी शॉ को रिडिकुलेट कर रहे थे, लोग पृथ्वी शॉ को रिडिकुलेट कर रहे थे, दे वर थिंकिंग दैट ही इज नॉट गुड इनफ येट। आई मीन, all of those people have trolled him, not given him the benefit of the doubt, you know, all of that performance that came from Shikhar Dhawan today, Rishabh Pant ending it in style, just a beautiful Delhi Capitals day.
Absolutely, बस वो स्टॉइनिस नहीं आउट होते तो 100 on 100 था आज का दिन। बट यस, couple of nitpicking की जाए तो I agree, क्रिस वोक्स को एक ओवर और देना चाहिए था, which we discussed in the mid innings in the Insta live as well, and I told you in the mid innings as well कि पृथ्वी रन मारेगा, and पृथ्वी ने रन मारे, and I expect कि upcoming tournament में he'll be right at the top. I can make a bold prediction, he'll be in the top 3 run getters in the tournament, maybe at worst top 5, but he'll definitely be right up there.
Kushagra, let him come home, please.
He won't. But it's impossible.
I mean, next season he's going to be so massive for Mumbai.
He won't. Don't worry. It's okay. You know, one can always hope, right? It's okay. You give us Rohit, you take Mumbai. It's okay. That's a fair trade for me. It's okay. You want to do that, you do. But yeah, I'll go back. I'll go back to the match. यार बहुत मजा आया देख के यार. Honestly, I was expecting this victory. Pratmesh, you got your prediction spot on. You said 18th and 19th over में होगा. We both actually agreed on the same point there.
Yeah, exactly. But then you wanted to make a difference.
I tried कि चलो कोई नहीं, तूने बोला ये तो मैं एक और बोल देता हूँ, मैं बोलता हूँ लास्ट ओवर है, but Rishabh had other ideas and fair enough, बेहतर ही था मेरे हिसाब से, तो जल्दी खत्म करो तो बेहतर है। But amazing batting यार, Shikhar Dhawan, I saw Dhawan opens KLR in middle order. I know I saw your earlier agenda status as well, yeah, na? Dhawan can still open, or Dhawan still open, something like that you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, ठीक है, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I would love it if Dhawan makes me eat my words. Basically, it will help Delhi, then it will help India. So, you know, dream on for me, I suppose. But मुझे अभी भी लगता है, if he, चलो probably India में Dhawan can play, but I still don't think Australia में should be our opener. I think there's a difference in conditions causes a difference in approach, which probably causes us to lose out. But ठीक है, रेगे तो
unless it is a ICC tournament.
Yeah,
तो बस
I mean,
unless it's like, yeah, I mean,
which is
ठीक है.
gonna come next year in
Which
Australia.
I
which
know, I know, I
it
know.
is.
That's exactly my point. But ठीक है, yeah, देखो, if he can maintain his form and consistency, because 2023 World Cup पे वो 38 के होंगे, so you know, if he can maintain that, then kudos to him, man, kudos to him. That'll be incredible. But today I can't say anything against Gabbar. He was fantastic. मतलब क्या शानदार
Fantastic.
strike rate. What
Kushagra,
a platform him and
just to
Prithvi
add a little
set.
bit of twist to all of this, wouldn't Rohit and KL start getting a little worried after today if this continues for like another 5 or 6
They
games?
shouldn't. They shouldn't get worried, because I think Rohit, yeah, unfortunate in the first match. KL, I'm very much
Any
expecting him to be in the same form as last
anyway
year.
yeah anyway you're not going with a spinner, so you'll play an extra opener.
Our
भाई
spinners are getting
सारे
smashed left, right,
सारे
center,
इंडियन
man.
स्पिनर्स के लिए एज इंडियन फैंस तो यार बहुत 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 टेंशन है यार, बिकॉज ऑल ऑफ अस स्पिनर्स आर गेटिंग टोंग्ड एज इफ गॉड नोस क्या खैरात में बांट रहे हैं चौके छक्के, यहाँ पे क्या चल रहा है मुझे समझ में नहीं आ
Except Krunal Pandya.
रहा.
Except
ओ
What?
Krunal
Krunal
लॉर्ड,
Pandya,
Pandya.
Krunal
जड्डू
bowled well.
जड्डू को
Kuldeep's
भी रन नहीं पड़े, जड्डू को भी रन नहीं पड़े.
हाँ जड्डू भी रन लीजिए.
Yeah, Jaddu was
अतुल यू
still
सेइंग
fine, I
समथिंग.
guess.
Yeah, I was saying Kuldeep is left. We'll
अरे
find that
बाप
out
रे,
tomorrow
विल
as
ही
well.
प्ले, विल
If
ही
he
प्ले,
plays, if he
if
plays,
I
he
hope he
plays.
does. I hope he does.
हाँ,
I hope he does because he
उम्मीद
needs some backing.
उम्मीद
I
पे
mean,
दुनिया कायम है भाई मेरे, उम्मीद पे दुनिया कायम है.
it's kind of
मेरी
yes,
ये
of
होप
course.
यार,
yeah,
मेरी होप
I
ब्रो नवंबर से चल रही है
By
मेरी
the
ये
way,
होप.
Kohli
पूरी
toss जीता है.
आईपीएल हाँ.
Kohli
Kohli
toss
toss
जीता है,
जीता
so
हो
we
सकता है.
would be happy with that. Yes,
हाँ,
anything can
yeah.
happen.
Obviously.
यार
Let
लेकिन
that
मुझे
change.
अतुल, मुझे genuinely ये लग रहा है कि tomorrow, I mean we will talk about tomorrow's game tomorrow as well, but मुझे genuinely ये लग रहा है कि even Harbhajan is probably ahead of the pecking order currently at this
Yeah,
point of time, ahead of Kuldeep
he's a
Yadav.
very clever
Maybe
bowler.
He's
we,
fit.
we
Did
we
you see
He's
might
his
see both
clever.
of
Insta?
them.
Did you see his
Yeah,
Insta?
yes,
पाजी ने
I think both of them will play.
पेयर चेस्टेड फोटो डाली है पाजी ने, और पाजी
Varun,
एकदम भाई एकदम
Varun and
प्रॉपर लग
Harbhajan,
रहे हैं.
Varun, Harbhajan and Shakib tomorrow. I mean that's my agenda for tomorrow if there is any. तो वो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग रहेगा देखने मिले. मतलब when the preview that I have written, I've also mentioned all of these three names. So why not continue the agenda in the live tomorrow as well? But yes, coming back to today's game, coming to what happened today. Siddharth, talking a little bit about Chennai Super Kings, because we saw Suresh Raina play a blinder of an innings, but opening was something that genuinely looked a little worrisome from my end at least. Faf du Plessis काफी consistent रहे हैं for CSK before, but we saw today that it wasn't one of his days. He got a beautiful delivery from Avesh Khan, and also if you add to that the way Ruturaj Gaikwad got out was a little worrisome. रोहन टेंशन मत ले, तेरे साथ मैं पॉजिटिविटी लेके ही आऊंगा, अभी नेगेटिविटी देखे के बस लेके जा रहा हूँ. तो सिद्धार्थ क्या लग रहा है, should I mean do CSK genuinely have a reason to worry, or do you think first game it happens?
No, because as I said, Raina hitting form, the glue in that team is in form and is back. So we've seen him hold that side together for years now, and if he continues to
Yeah,
do that, there's no problem because
yeah,
And
he's exceptional, man. I think he would have gone on for another 20 balls. It was a century coming in. He's that
yeah.
kind of a player. So but one genuine worry. I don't think there's much to worry about Ruturaj and Faf du Plessis yet. But I think there is some when it comes to Dhoni, because I don't know where Dhoni fits in that side. Because if you want to push him up the order, what happens to Raidu? Because I don't see
Look at
Raidu.
Rohan's expression was so wonderful. You're like, what?
धोनी के खिलाफ आज की डेट में भी कोई कुछ
अरे
बोलता है
नहीं
तो समझ जाता है कि अरे
नहीं नहीं
धोनी फिटसिंग का मतलब
दिक,
क्या,
दिक्कत
धोनी फिटसिंग
दिक्कत
मतलब क्या, धोनी टीम है, टीम फिट्स इन अराउंड धोनी, धोनी डजंट
नहीं
But
ऑब्वियसली खेलेंगे तो सही
बट आई
बट
अंडरस्टैंड.
का खिलाओगे बिकॉज आई डोंट थिंक यू मतलब आर यू श्योर यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट दोस 10 ball 30 runs from an out and out again this
see,
season maybe मतलब I'm not sure but if you push him up do you then play him Raidu Raina together because वो भी काफी tricky हो सकता है तो पता नहीं
If Reggie had
see,
asked me this question, I would have.
I mean, yeah,
Chennai has
the message is very clear from TSD as well. Stay safe. घर पे रहो, नाइट कर्फ्यू में बाहर मत घूमो, वरना पुलिस से तो दंडे पड़ेंगे ही. और अगर हमको पता चला तो हम भी हमारे पेज पे डालेंगे कि दिस गाय वाज आउट, तो वो भी है. So but yes, ये क्वेश्चन आई विल जस्ट शिफ्ट इट अ लिटिल बिट टुवर्ड्स अ पॉजिटिव. रोहन धोनी कहाँ फिट करते हैं इस लाइनअप में? आई नो ही डेफिनेटली डज फिट बिकॉज इट्स नॉट जस्ट हिज बैटिंग विच प्रॉब्ली हैज नॉट बीन इन द बेस्ट ऑफ शेप्स, बट उनका जो एक क्रिकेटिंग ब्रेन है, द अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट ही हैज ऑफ द गेम इज एब्सोल्युटली मैसिव. But you have to make sure that if MS Dhoni is playing, if there is a player who is playing in that top seven, he has to score runs, and that every position in that batting order is accounted for. So where do you play MS Dhoni? And do you play him at four? Do you drop Raidu back? Then again, there is a pressure of finishing. धोनी 7 पे आके तो अभी फिनिश करने जैसे प्लेयर नहीं रहे हैं. As much as people would love to live in past history, it's not the same anymore. तो क्या कैसे आप ये बैटिंग ऑर्डर, ये मिडिल ऑर्डर ट्वीक करते हैं टू fit in Dhoni into this team as a batsman and as someone as a very accountable figure in this team?
Personally, I think आज का batting order was not an issue for CSK. I think start नहीं मिला, but again Rituraj Gaikwad is someone who has shown his talent last year towards the last few matches. So I don't think it's a problem. Moeen Ali at number 3 worked for them.
अभी भी रोहन 1000 रन बनाने के लिए बाकी है रॉबिन उत्तपा के. So you never know, he might still be coming in.
He might. Then again, like Robin Uthappa straight comes in place of Ruturaj Gaikwad or Jagdish
Yeah.
Singh. So that doesn't tweak the middle order. Middle order stays the same, and with Moeen Ali batting at number 3, which kind of worked for them today. So I think they will continue with the same formula tomorrow, in the next match. I don't think MS Dhoni batting higher up the order than where he batted today. It was just कि वो पहली 2-3 बॉल में मारने का और आउट हो गए. इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट. अगर आज रैना जल्दी आउट होते तो सिमिलर क्वेश्चंस वुड हैव बीन आस्क्ड फॉर रैना. इज रैना फिनिश्ड? इज रैना नॉट द सेम एनीमोर? बट इट्स कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट गेम व्हेन यू स्कोर रन्स. सो मिस्टर रेगे को मैं यही कहना चाहूंगा कि wait till Dhoni scores runs, and I think he'll be back. We all know, like, we can accept on a serious note that he is
We can
not the
hope.
same. Yeah, he is not the same Dhoni anymore, but I think there is still something left in him, and he can contribute, like, at that, like, last 5 overs में you go out and hit runs. It's as simple
Yeah.
as that. Avesh
So
Khan की ball
वही
अंदर.
मेरा सवाल है.
हाँ.
At this मतलब at this current situation, मेरे हिसाब से धोनी still needs 5-10 balls to settle down a bit. Okay?
Yeah.
And then he is as effective as he's ever been. So would you rather push Sam Curran up or him? Because Sam Curran of late has shown you that he is a perfect fit at that position. If you want someone to come in with 4 overs left and absolutely take the game away, he does
Yeah.
that comfortably.
Absolutely.
I
Sumit,
would not,
yeah.
like, I would, like, last point, I would love to see MS Dhoni opening. I think,
No,
I think,
no. Rohan. If there was any person in TSG who could answer that question, I think I would like to take that question for everyone. Please, no. MS Dhoni should not open the batting. End of discussion.
like,
Whatever anybody would want to say.
firstly, I understand you are the host, but you have no rights to, like, put my opinion like this on the dustbin. I understand you are the host, but my opinion needs to be considered. And if you don't agree, you can say you don't agree. You have put
चलो
it
ठीक
down
है
the
रोहन, चलो
dustbin.
ठीक है चलेगा
What
रोहन.
is
हम
it
ये
doing?
हम ये
See,
आपका जो ओपिनियन है हमें सुमेध के पास लेके जाते हैं. सुमेध, डू यू अग्री विथ रोहन? इफ यू डोंट, एंड आई डोंट थिंक यू डू, आपको क्या लगता है वेयर शुड धोनी प्ले?
So it, like, I never thought in my life I would say this for Dhoni right now, but Dhoni's best way to be on the ground is behind the stumps as of now, because there is, that is the point where he did the best. I saw he attempted to run out Shikhar Dhawan once. That was a sprint. I thought, yes, maybe half a yard slower than what he used to be, but he's still that force. Probably very alert. That lob from Moeen Ali, he was alert to just try a stumping there, which obviously wouldn't have mattered anyway since it was a no ball. But that's the plan. With batting, I'm not sure if he'll be promoted anywhere up the order. Once we have seen Dhoni come down the order, once he'll only start shifting down. If, like, we can't crack MS Dhoni, but if we try to, this is probably where we'll end up with. So in MSD's mind himself, for the last 2 years, it seems like he wants to go down the order, and probably that is where he's gonna stay. As I, that's what I feel.
Also, I
Absolutely, I
think we
guess.
can afford to give
Yeah,
Dhoni a little bit of time as well, as
yeah,
CSK is going to play of their matches in Mumbai. Okay, and Mumbai is a ground which Dhoni knows really well, and he has performed in past as well. So maybe
yeah,
we are too quick in writing him off as of now because he just
yeah,
played two deliveries. I mean, come on, you can't judge any
yeah.
batsman, especially of that stature, on two deliveries just. So wait for a couple of more games, and who knows, he may come back with flying colors in next game.
Yeah, maybe Moeen Ali is a good shout to open. Considering the huge amount of success teams have had with spinners opening the innings and going for playing those small cameos. So probably that
Absolutely. Yeah.
accommodates more MS Dhoni in the middle order.
आई मीन यहाँ पे हमारी डिस्कशन में रोहन एक अपना अलग ही डिस्कशन चला रहे हैं. That's quite wonderful in itself. But I will just take a few more comments before people add on to the discussion here. MS Dhoni ducks in the IPL, 0 of 1 ball against Royals Chennai, okay. 0 for 2 against Daredevils in Chennai as well. 0 for 1 against Mumbai in Mumbai, and 0 in 2 balls versus the Capitals in Mumbai. So he's got 4 IPL ducks. 3 of them have come in.
Only,
Rather, 2 of them have
only.
come in
only.
Chennai. एग्जैक्टली मतलब 2008 से लेके 2021 तक द काइंड ऑफ स्टाइल which MS Dhoni has had to play over the years, for him to only have 4 ducks is, I guess, it's quite brilliant in itself. Shivam says El Clasico in 30 minutes. Good night, guys. Great session. Yes, El Clasico is there. Watch it on Facebook since आजकल टीवी पे नहीं दिखाते. Navjeevan says ironic that MI have to make team as per the slowness of the surface in Chennai, whereas CSK have to make a team based on the dew factors and surface where the ball comes onto the bat nicely. I would say that's the new beauty of the IPL, where neutral venues are going to dominate. All of your team planning, all of the money that you spend is going to go for waste. So वो काफी वो काफी मजेदार रहेगा. Um, Masoom says highest score for DC versus CSK in the first 10 overs. 106 Sehwag and Gambhir with 15 in 2008, 99 Shaw and Dhawan with 15 in 2021. Dhawan batted in both the games 13 years apart. I mean, yes, that is simply wonderful. Shikhar was part of Mumbai as well. I remember once, so I think that was there too. Navjeevan says off Mumbai rather. Ami KKR tomorrow is what Shivam says. Okay, Shivam is changing franchise every day. I'm starting to get a little worried. KKR for the win if you're asking for the prediction. यार मतलब उसका already prediction करने रोहन भी आ गया यहाँ पे, so we already have a full house if people are going to talk about that predictions. uh, he is at home technically playing in Mumbai. I think he's talking about Prithvi Shaw. Lowest percentage of dismissals on duck in the IPL: 3.5 Dhoni, 3.6 Yuvraj, 3.9 Kohli, Pollard, and Uthappa. That's quite a good rate, I guess. Only for the third, Mumbai and CSK have lost both their lost opening games. Before 21, they both lost their first game in 2013 and 14. मतलब MI
Basically,
का तो
basically CSK has it. Basically CSK has it. कि
Yeah.
हमें थोड़ी इज्जत मिल रही है
हाँ
by
हमें थोड़ी
including
इज्जत
our
मिल
name
रही है.
also.
हाँ. CS it is because to be honest, a lot of times since 2013-14, I guess Mumbai CSK has been the first game. So
Yeah,
CSK has
yeah.
always won that first
And
game except for
end of an
20
era. End of an era.
end of an era. In fact, it is Shikhar Dhawan became the first player to hit 600 plus fours in IPL history. जितने चौके वो मारते शायद ही कोई मार पाए. 4 or more 50 plus against opponents in the IPL. 7 Warner, 6 Raina, 6 De Villiers. CSK lacks sharpness in the bowling department. They will need Tahir or other Berendoff or Lungi for the 11 for the next game. I think this
एक
is
सेकंड
something that
एक सेकंड या एक सेकंड,
uh,
वो सब तो ठीक है विपुल नहीं वो सब तो भाई चलता रहेगा, वो जो भी तुम करो ये वो वगैरह, कहाँ हुआ अब लेकिन यहाँ लाइव पे क्यों नहीं
Vipul
आएगा
is missing. A CSK fan is गायब यार. This is
है
unfair,
ना.
Vipul. This is
बहुत
genuinely
बहुत
unfair.
बातें कही जा रही थी, भली के क्या कल हार गया, मुझे गाली दे दी, लेकिन आज कहाँ है तू, मेरा ये सवाल है.
Rohan, all that Vipul has actually done, as his name suggests, he only called you a night rider because your light went off. And look at the amount of backlash that the guy has received. Vipul, आपकी जरूरत तो है वैसे. I felt you would be there on the CSK day, but okay, we will see you back on the channel pretty soon. And I hope that when you're back, CSK also are back with a victory. Masoom says that number 8 or number 9 for Dhoni. That was a very funny comment. I understand that. Dhoni is equal to Rohit now in IPL. If you know, you know. Navjeevan, 5 trophies. I don't know how many your team has won, but okay, fair enough. Vipul says MSD at number 7 will be fine to promote Jaddu Curran ahead of him. वैसे नवजीवन भी मुंबई का ही है. I assume he supports Mumbai Indians. I don't know whether he does. So I think that's just a stereotype statement to make there. अरे भाई मैच सिचुएशन के हिसाब से he went for the big shot straight away. Did not work out tonight. Vipul has come in strongly with the defense of his captain. I'm pretty sure that he would absolutely agree to that. Rege says to Rege rather KL Rahul को क्या कच्चा नींबू है हर कोई उसकी पोजीशन चेंज करता है. Come on guys, how much sacrifice he needs to make. नमन absolutely zero idea कितना sacrifice करेगा. मेरे हिसाब से KL Rahul. I mean, I used to consider Amol Muzumdar as one of the most unluckiest players in the Indian cricket history because Bichara, even after scoring so many runs, he had so many players to get ahead of and actually get into the Indian team. KL Rahul को मुझे बुरा ये लगता है टीम में घुस जाता है लेकिन उसकी पोजीशन फिक्स नहीं रहती. I mean, if anything could get worse, this is genuinely bad. Like टीम में है फिर भी उसको पता नहीं कहाँ खेलने वाला है. Manish Pandey, I'm not sure. He got injured as well. So, I mean, there has been external factors. बट केएल राहुल को मुझे जेन्युइनली बहुत बैफलिंग लगता है. बेचारा सुबह उठने के बाद उसको पता नहीं होता वो कहाँ बैटिंग करने वाला है. सो दैट्स जेन्युइनली बैड.
मिडल ऑर्डर,
I mean, मिडिल ऑर्डर में कहीं पे भी खेल सकता है. आई अंडरस्टैंड योर पॉइंट बट अगेन समडे यू जस्ट टेल हिम कि भाई ओपनिंग करने आ जाओ. तो दैट आल्सो हैपेंस विद हिम बेचारे के साथ. आई थिंक टुडेस टॉप 6 लुक गुड विद सीएसके, एमएसडी एंड सैम एट 7 and 8 इज फाइन. कल आता हूँ.
ये सब
वाईफाई डाउन है. वाईफाई, लुक एट द इनोवेटिवनेस.
हाँ, कल तो वाईफाई चलेगा ना सबका जब केकेआर का मैच चलता है तो.
अरे जरा तो डीसीसीएफ के मैच एनालिसिस सेशन टुमारो. विपुल अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो नहीं कर सकते लेकिन जब कल आओगे वी विल टॉक अ लिटिल बिट अबाउट दैट एज वेल बिकॉज कुछ बात करने लायक होना चाहिए कल के मैच के बाद. बिकॉज एसआरएच है कल. एसआरएच है. लेट्स नॉट फॉरगेट दैट. A little take on Rohan, but I don't know how that's going to end up. Barcelona, Real Madrid these days, I would prefer watching Man United games 0-0 वाले over them. विपुल ये टॉपिक लाने की जरूरत नहीं थी especially after today. I mean after today where CSK has lost, where Man City has lost, आज बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं थी ये बात लाने के लिए. I would just say Marcelo Bielsa. I mean that's it, good enough. ये रोहन भाई को वो विराट वाला स्टेयर मत दो. मैं सूर्य कुमार यादव नहीं हूँ. सुमेध looks like ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ in his teens is what Vipul says. I mean हाँ थोड़ा resemble करता है but yes. I will come to all of you guys for your final comments. I will come to Kushagra last as he is the most positive amongst all of you guys. And I will probably start with.
नहीं, I will interrupt here. मतलब I think रोहन को positivity में तो हराना impossible है पर.
I mean momentary positivity. So I will come with
current positivity.
Yeah,
yes.
momentary positivity.
रोहन कल भी पॉजिटिव रहेगा.
Fair enough. Rohan is one of those guys. भले आसमान टूट जाए अकेला बंदा बचा रहे पूरी दुनिया में, he will still be very positive about his life. So yeah, I think coming first to our latest debut in Atul, काफी impressive win रहा है for Delhi Capitals. But from the CSK perspective, what can you take forward from today and just probably say in the next game you could actually develop on, work on, and something that you wish could continue in the next match too?
See, there were positives. I mean, the form of Suresh Raina, the form of Moeen Ali, the form of Sam Curran, and the form of Dwayne Bravo. I mean, these points were the brightest for CSK. And the thing which I think they will need to improve on is their, bowling to some sort. I think they are struggling, especially with their spin department. I mean, they need to pick up wickets. If suppose Deepak Chahar is not picking up wickets at the initial stage, I mean the whole thing or the whole plan goes, out of the, it's become थोड़ा messy type का हो जाता है. Like लोगों को पता नहीं चलता अब wicket लेगा कौन, ठीक है? And Shardul comes in and Shardul has a habit of going for runs, तो आपको उसके साथ थोड़ा patience रखना होगा. और अगर चहर नहीं wicket ले रहा है, Shardul run पे जा रहा है, तो it can be a situation of panic all around. So I think they should need to bring in a leg spinner, which is there in Imran Tahir or Curran Sharma. I don't know which one of them is bowling well in nets. Dhoni will probably figure that out. And जो भी है उनको आप लेके आइए so that there can be someone who can pick up wickets in those middle orders and break the partnership. Because
Atul, what about Sai Kishore? Do you want to have a look at him rather?
I mean, no, I mean, not right now because I'll probably go with giving chances to those players who have proven themselves in the past. Okay, Dhoni also, I guess, believes in the same thought,
Yeah.
and the changes which I think he will be making in the coming games, like it will be most probably on like foreign players को ही वो ज़्यादा replace करने का chances है. I don't think he will be tinkering with any of the Indian players that have played today. So maybe we will bring in Tahir. I think that will be a really welcome change so that they
Yeah.
can get some wickets and break those partnerships which are going really strong. Like आज भी वही हुआ और अगला 4 मैच भी मुंबई में ही खेलने वाले हैं वो लोग तो थोड़ा तो देखना पड़ेगा इस चीज को लेकर के.
Absolutely, and I think MSD and his think tank will have to work on this. देखना पड़ेगा कौन who can be the wicket taker in the next game, and I think अरे अतुल भाई आप अचानक से स्लिम हो गए कौन सी ग्रीन टी पीते हो and then people realize he's another Atul.
No, I think that's made up. I mean, I think
No,
It
that's
happens.
not.
It
That's
happens.
not.
I think
I mean,
after this kind
Atul.
of defeat, I think it
Yeah,
can happen. Matlab, after this kind of defeat. So,
I think the
yeah,
other
yeah,
Atul, he has also a surname of Morea in his name, I guess.
yeah. He's
Yeah,
Atul
yeah,
Kumar
yeah.
Maurya, but I think he's talking about the stature of the two people. This was Vipul trying to be funny, and I think he excelled in a very short note. But काफी ग्रीन टी का काफी अच्छा सवाल था. अतुल ग्रीन टी पीते हो या नहीं? That's the first question that I would probably ask. But then only someone is extremely health conscious and not taste conscious would drink green tea, I guess. But okay, fair enough. Coming to our second latest debutant here, Sumed. As I've said before as well, as an RCB fan, watching CSK lose is a little bit of a happiness in itself. But Delhi Capitals, obviously, another team that who are on level with points with you guys now on the points table at 2 points. Interestingly, तो कैसा लग रहा है आपका नंबर वन स्पॉट मोस्ट प्रोबब्ली चला गया है बिकॉज ऑफ द नेट रन रेट. तो मतलब हाउ वाज दैट वन डे ऑफ हैप्पीनेस ऑफ स्टेइंग ऑन द टॉप ऑफ द टेबल? And secondly, as a RCB, sorry, as a DC neutral person to look at DC, what would you think that how far does this team go after today this season?
Oh, firstly, I see RCB coming back and being at the top whenever they get the chance. So, RCB, you will see a lot of RCB at the top this year. And yeah,
अतुल अतुल
I'll then
डाइजेस्ट
see
ही नहीं
the
कर पाया. अतुल डाइजेस्ट ही नहीं कर पाया ये बात.
तो डाइजेस्ट नहीं
yeah,
कर पाया बेचारा, चला गया.
we'll have a lot of lives on this and probably a discussion going on. But yeah,
Yeah.
on Delhi when we talk about, I thought Delhi ticked a lot of boxes with the bat. There will be a few points to think out with the ball, especially the spin department. As I said even earlier, that Amit Mishra bowling googlies didn't. I just couldn't digest them. He
Yeah.
bowled a lot of googlies, and for an action of his style, and you generally wouldn't want to bowl googlies even if there is a left hander on strike. You need to trust your instincts, trust your ball that you get wickets on the most, the leg spinner, and just implement more of those stock deliveries. And also with Ashwin, I think he tried to do a lot of variation. He could have
Yeah.
stuck to his basics, but with the spin department, Ravichandran Ashwin and Amit Mishra have a lot to improve on. Probably there would be there was not a lot of batting that was tested, but the point that we discussed on Ajinkya Rahane, Steve Smith, and the inclusion of Lalit Yadav potentially could be a thing to look out for in future for the league. But as it stands, Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan did great. Both of them in fact played brilliantly straight down the ground. I just loved it. One of the sixes that they hit just straight past the bowler, they were
Yeah.
phenomenal. So the class that they had, those proper cricketing shots that they played, they were good with the cut shots, they were good with the pulls, with the straight bat shots. So everything just clicked for that opening pair. They will go a lot higher in the tournament as I see them going right now. Yes, Rishabh Pant will have a bit bigger role to play as a captain as the team goes on, as it progresses. But Delhi, as it stands, with the kind of start they have had, will go very long in the tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, a fantastic start for Delhi Capitals. And I think spinners की बात करें तो और एक जो है स्पिनर जो एक पैरेट ग्रीन कलर का गॉगल पहन के आते हैं मैच खेलने, उनके बारे में भी लोग काफी दिलचस्पी से एक्चुअली वेट कर रहे होंगे. अक्षर पटेल who absolutely, when he took on the goggles during the India-England series, it was as if the goggles meant wickets are going to fall in the spree. Exactly what happened there. Coming to Rohaina returns, I guess. Rohan, आज की मैच तो काफी इंटरेस्टिंग रही है. I will just go on to a little bit of tomorrow's game with you. Is tomorrow evening again. I'm not too sure whether your other commitments allow you to come at 5:30, but केकेआर का पहला मैच है कल. थोड़ा पॉजिटिवनेस तो रहेगा ही, बट कैसे डील कर रहे हो आप वो इनिशियल थॉट्स से? व्हाट डू यू थिंक हैपेंस टुमारो?
It's very tough times for me as a fan with the kind of banters I have been involved in. Ahead
Look
of
at
the
Kushagra magnifying himself.
क्या करें हम खेले नहीं ठीक है.
but yeah, these are scary times ahead of the first
मैंने
match.
नहीं किया यार, ये हद हो गई.
So KD, मतलब I think it's KD's day. He can magnify.
Yeah, it was KD's day. We started talking about KKR, so he was like, "No, okay, I'm going to magnify so that वो पीछे का Delhi Capitals का logo
flag दिखा रहा था वो.
Exactly, वो flag दिखा रहा था. It's okay.
Yeah, good victory. DC very much. I had a lot to say about the victory, पर इसने मैच कल के बारे में क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया तो मैं क्या करूं? But yeah, so on that, फिर मैं उधर से स्विच करूंगा. देख, मेरे लिए ना वरुण चक्रवर्ती कल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहेंगे, बिकॉज जैसा मुझे लग रहा है ना, ये इंडिया इंग्लैंड सीरीज के बाद ना, like the teams have decided to take on the spinners. Like जैसा बटलर और बेयरस्टो ने किया ना इंडिया के अगेंस्ट, मुझे लग रहा है सारी टीम सब सेम अप्रोच के साथ आ रही है कि स्पिनर्स को ठोको. लिटरली पहली बॉल से आगे बढ़ बढ़ के जो हर प्लेयर को, कल हम लोग बात कर रहे थे क्या अश्विन आ जाएंगे T20 में.
इन दो प्लेयर्स ने
बेयरस्टो, बटलर, जेसन रॉय. हाँ, तो क्या है,
आई थिंक थोड़ा टाइम देना पड़ेगा. आई थिंक थोड़ा टाइम
यार
देना पड़ेगा.
कल बेस्टो है. जेसन रॉय नहीं है कल. जेसन रॉय स्टिल आउट ड्यू टू द क्वारंटाइन इश्यूज, बट बेस्टो इज देयर.
वरुण चक्रवर्ती नहीं थे तब, तो कल वो आ जाएंगे. तो मैं बस यही होप कर रहा हूँ कि आई एम जस्ट होपिंग दैट ही कैन लाइक अनरेवल हिज मिस्ट्री टुमारो, बिकॉज लाइक स्पिनर्स के लिए बहुत मुश्किल होता जा रहा है टूर्नामेंट. एंड सो आई नो कि कुलदीप यादव तो कल नहीं खेलेंगे बिकॉज ऑफ व्हाट्स बीन हैपनिंग. अपार्ट फ्रॉम अ डिफिकल्ट मैच, you might just not see me tomorrow the whole day. I might.
रोहन लगता है कि बजीपा खेलेंगे कल?
He could, like, अब यार देखा, पहली चेन्नई की विकेट वैसे तो स्पिन होती है, लेकिन पहले मैच में कुछ भी नहीं लगा मुझे कि स्पिनर्स को कुछ फायदा हो रहा है. So
अभी कोई विकेट स्पिन नहीं होने वाला है, because I think सारे क्यूरेटर
was just slow.
Yeah,
I mean, the Chennai wicket yesterday was just like, मैं स्पिन भी नहीं होने वाला, मैं सीम भी नहीं होने वाला, nothing. मेरा बस बॉल गिरने वाला, रुकने वाला, जाने वाला है.
Also, curator are also like concerned regarding the fact कि कहीं पहला मैच से 120-130 वाला मैच होना ना शुरू हो जाए, so that आगे जाते जाते तो पता चला कि 80-90 पे लोग डिफेंड कर रहे हैं स्कोर. ठीक है, तो इसलिए like there kind of,
although I would generally love
सारे
that.
टीम्स केकेआर बन जाएगी.
वही
देख, पहला मैच हारने को तो तब बेइज्जती कर लेना. अभी तो पहला मैच हमारा गलती से जीत गए तो फिर तो गलत हो जाएगी ना तुम्हारी बात. हारने दो.
गलती से जीत गए तो फिर कल अनुराग भी आने से रहा फिर.
Yeah, Rohan, one more question I had, since you wouldn't be there tomorrow maybe. So, would you see Sunil Narayana and Shakib Al Hasan both playing, or only one of them?
पहली बात, ये जो तुम नए नए लड़के बुला रहे हो ना होस्ट में मेरी बेइज्जती करने के लिए.
I just purely said it because you said you had your commitment, so that's why nothing
commitment मैसेज कर लूंगा. But what's been happening to me in the last 1 week, I want the TSG team to look into it like more closely. Like,
this is a campaign against Rohan, as Jose Mourinho would put it.
I mean, मतलब मजाक बन रखा है यहाँ तो हमारा. But अब coming to the question में पूछा गया है, तो I don't think दोनों खेलेंगे.
रोहन ही तेरे लिए
I would prefer Rohan, to be honest.
भाई उसका जो एक कमेंट में sarcasm है ना, मतलब like I
Rohan, honestly, I would दिल से prefer you over that.
और भाई है, तो भाई है, बढ़िया. डेब्यूटेंट्स को थोड़ा समझाना पड़ेगा. बट
हमारे डेब्यूटेंट्स हर बॉल में 6 मारने का इरादा रखते हैं और वो कर रहे हैं, सो फेयर है ना.
इंडिया के डेब्यूटेंट जैसे यार.
Yeah,
हाँ.
I think बहुत डेविएट हो गया. Just the answer to that question. शाकिब और नारायण में से कोई एक ही खेलेगा. And because Morgan, Russell और Cummins, I think definite starters
Yeah,
है.
exactly.
So I see Shakib playing like with the kind of performances he had even in the practice matches for KKR.
Yeah.
So I think Shakib provides them that balance. बाकी कुछ भी कर दे लोग तो उन्हें क्या.
I like the positivity that is completely oozed out of Rohan. This is a different version of Rohan that we're seeing कि बाकी कुछ भी कर ले बस शाकिब हसन खेलना चाहे कल मजा आ जाएगा. Like if we can for some in some way manage to get Pranav, Atul Kumar Maurya and Rohan on the same channel, it would be absolutely funny. Whatever the result is, because if KKR win, it's going to be an absolute onslaught by them against everyone, and then if KKR lose, it's going to be on them. So मजा तो काफी आएगा anyway. Just taking a few more comments before I move to Siddharth and Kushagra, the two resident Delhi mates just like me. Although मैं NCR बोल सकता हूँ, why not? Stuart Dallas and Shawshank Redemption खत्म. Yes, I think कल मैंने इनका वीडियो देखा था. दानिश सैद का, call it Shashank Redemption, but I think fair enough. Rohan bhai on कल comments मचाएगा is what he says. Okay, this is Atul. He's another Atul. अच्छा, मुझे गम बुलाने के लिए रोहन भाई वाला 60-90 को लगेगा is what Vipul is saying. I am an MI supporter as well, bro. Good to know नवजीवन, क्योंकि आपके जितने भी comments होते हैं, I've never heard a positive MI comment from Navjeevan, but fair enough. I just like to watch IPL and enjoy some fine cricketing action now, no matter the team. अच्छा, मतलब वो you know आगे आगे पहुंच चुके हैं खेल के. He's now one of those people who is like at the end of the day, cricket should be the winner. But thank you. Navjeevan is one of our most avid listeners. हमेशा वो लाइव में रहते हैं. हमेशा आफ्टर 1 hour ही टेक्स्ट की आज का लाइव एक्सटेंड होना चाहिए, एंड एवरी टाइम इट एक्सटेंड्स. नवजीवन इज ऑलवेज देयर. सो थैंक यू टू नवजीवन. CSK lost, City lost. Perfect days, what Varun says. And what makes it more perfect is the face of Sir Alex Ferguson. So yeah, fair enough. Also, Rege, तेरे लिए Chelsea won a big game. Kai Havertz was on absolute fire. So a good day for you as well. ई साला कब अब जाने ही दो नया लड़का है नूर ऋतुराज जैसे दिखता है, नाराज नहीं करना चाहता. शो कैप्टन चेरी ऑन द केक एट द रेट वरुण. यस इट वाज. मेरा कैप्टन was ऋषभ, didn't play much. Vice captain was Faf du Plessis, तो very forgettable day. Australia extended winning streak to 24, by the way. Yes, the women's team just keep rolling and marching on, and I doubt whether they are going to be stopped anytime soon. SRH wins tomorrow is what Varun says. कुछ नहीं, कल स्टेडियम की इलेक्ट्रिसिटी काट दो, नाइट राइडर्स will enjoy their outing. This is getting out of hand now. Narayan should open for KKR is what Varun says. Bajiba in Chennai can be a threat. मुझे दो ही cricket experts पसंद आते हैं. Yes, that is what he said as well. Owen Morgan said in the interview that KKR looks at their standards based on MI and DC for this year. I mean, you wouldn't want to say that. That's not something that you say in a press conference, but fair enough. Surya is laughing at Rohan. Karun Nair to start ahead of Tripathi. क्या लगता है रोहन, ये possible भी है या नहीं? नहीं ना, I
अरे
don't
नहीं
think.
भाई, नहीं भाई, ऐसा नहीं. ना ना ना.
Rohan has turned heel. Okay, fair enough. जिनकी फेवरेट टीम का कप्तान अंग्रेज हो, उन लोगों से तो लगान वसूलेंगे हम इंडियन डेब्यूटेंट्स. Vipul actually OP comment. Navjeevan says Rohan is going to be like DK to को KKR से transfer करो यार. हाँ मतलब I am pretty sure that Rohan is going to move as soon as DK moves out of KKR, because काफी काफी सहन कर रहे हैं बेचारे रोहन अभी. But
टीम
coming to
बची है
Rege,
कोई?
I don't know. RCB maybe. I don't know where he goes now next. But काफी interesting रहेगा. जहाँ पे भी जाए, I hope he plays well. Genuinely feel DK still has a couple of seasons to offer. Siddharth, coming to you now. Obviously, Delhi Capitals की तो हम बात करेंगे ही कुशागर के साथ. But क्या लग रहा है? See, we have seen two of the potential title contenders already with MI and Delhi Capitals. MI had a very poor outing. Let's just say that yesterday. I think maximum number of players weren't in the groove at all. The body language was really poor. Whereas Delhi Capitals have come out flying all cylinders, especially with their batting. We are going to see the third possible potential favorite tomorrow in Sunrisers Hyderabad. And how do you expect them to go about their duties tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't feel firstly that there is any favorite this year. I, we could very well go on to see what was happening with the EPL at the beginning of this year, with all eight teams chasing each other for those points. Because I honestly don't see any clear favorites. Uh,
Yeah.
so as for Delhi Capitals, if this is what they're going to look like without Rabada and Notia, with them, I don't know what to what. Maybe they could be the favorites in that case. Uh,
फिर ईशान किशन को खड़ा कर दो सामने बेसिकली.
And also, as long as Prithvi Shaw is playing Vijay Hazare Trophy, they don't have a problem.
Yeah.
So so with DC, it's all good. CSK, yes, a few things to think about there, especially in the bowling setup. Because if Cheher does not pick those initial wickets, then
Yeah.
we will probably see. I was of the favor that NGD would rather be picked, but with Bravo playing well, doing well in the death overs, I think Berendorf is a better shout right now. But that doesn't go well with Cheher and Shardul because we are playing with these many pacers. So for lot to think about for CSK. As for SRH, that conundrum at the top. Let's see what happens. I hope they do the right thing, and we all
Yeah.
know what the right thing is. And I don't want to
Yes.
say it. So looking
I will
forward
say
to
it for you.
Bhubaneswar
I will say it for
man.
you. Said play Kane Williamson, please.
Yeah, I don't want to make Anurag happy also. So let's just keep it there. But so
लखनऊ
excited
नवाब्स के
to
कैप्टन नहीं दिखे आज कमेंट्स में. वो थोड़ा अनुराग को ट्रिगर कर देगा.
yeah, and honestly, can't wait to see that bowling lineup, that all Indian fast paced pace attack go tomorrow with Nattu Bhai and Bhuvneshwar, uh,
And
and
Sandeep as well.
Sandeep Sharma as well. And for KKR, I'm really for looking forward for Cummins to be repeating what he did last year and showing that kind of form. Uh, and other than no, it's Shakib Al Hasan. I have a Shakib agenda, as you guys might have known. So I think
Yeah.
that's going to be a terrific signing for them. Also, my Dream 11 captain tomorrow. I'm just announcing that. So
Yeah.
it's going to be an exciting game. As I
तो
said, there are
भाई
no
यार,
favorites.
ये
KKR
कैप्टन
gets
बना के प्लेयर्स का फॉर्म खराब करता है. गायकवाड़ को कैप्टन बनाया है, इसमें वो आउट हो गया 5 रन से. तुम मत बोलो किसी ऐसा रन के बंदे को कैप्टन बना रही हो भाई.
तो
माय कैप्टन.
अच्छा चलो DK कैप्टन होगा कल का. uh, So yeah, honestly, there are no favorites, man, in these eight teams. And you could well go on to see KKR upset SRH tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Uh,
Yeah.
not jinxing anything. Rohan, to tension mat le. Uh, and let's see what happens. I mean, I hope whatever happens, Rohan is going to be there on the live tomorrow because I remember how he made his entry yesterday. और
Yeah.
हम ये सब भूलते नहीं यार. वो हम
और
भी आएंगे
रेगे
ऐसे नाचते नाचते
रेगे
कोक लेके
रेगे क्राइंग रेगे क्राइंग ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट उसने गायकवाड़ को कैप्टन बनाया एंड ही डिड नॉट गेट पॉइंट्स बट एज इट स्टैंड्स हमारा जो इंटरनल टीएसडी ग्रुप है उस पे रेगे हैज वन द कंपटीशन फॉर द डे विद 634 पॉइंट्स बिकॉज ऑफ
That is
थैंक्स टू शिखर
Rohan.
धवन पृथ्वी शॉ.
ये
That is
That is Rohan
Rohan.
Gulati. Oh, that is Rohan
That
Gulati.
is
Okay,
Rohan
भाई,
Rohan
Gulati.
also made Gaikwad the
मिस्टर
captain.
शिखर
Oh my
धवन,
God, interesting.
केडी का धवन मैंने वाइस कैप्टन बनाया था.
Oh wow. So yeah, there we go. I mean, fantastic. Congratulations, Rohan. आपके लिए आज एक positive news आ गई है. So yeah, fair enough. Coming now to Kushagra. I mean, giving him
One
the
last thing. Sorry. One last thing.
yeah,
Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill can't wait for Shubman Gill tomorrow. We saw Prithvi Shaw excel today. Shubman Gill
yeah.
tomorrow. Let's go. Done.
Absolutely. Let's go. Let's go is what is going to be expected. The Orange Army will be also raring to go with the KKR. I hopefully they are तैयार this time. But जो दिल्ली का रोर मचाया आज कुशाग्र वो रोर बहुत ही अच्छे से सुनाई दिया है. I hope to all the seven franchises that are there in the tournament because they would probably know about the strength of Delhi Capitals now. Probably if there is something that you would rather want to improve on the next game because bowling mein there were a couple of concerns. You talked about Tom Curran probably being there, but again, Rabada Nokia will come in. Ashwin was a little bit of concern. Amit Mishra was a little bit of concern. But मतलब क्या 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 लग रहा है आपको, कंसिडरिंग ऑल ऑफ दैट, विल समथिंग चेंज? एंड देन वंस अगेन, हाउ मेनी पॉजिटिव्स कुड यू पॉसिबली टेक इनटू द नेक्स्ट वन?
यार सबसे पहले तो ये देख लो, मेरे captain
Bhuvi, by the way, the article comes out at 12 o'clock tomorrow, but I've already recommended Bhuvneshwar be the captain for tomorrow in the Dream 11 picks. So why not? I am definitely going to make him the captain. I have also announced it. So I think hopefully Bhuvi, please कल एक 2-4 विकेट ले लियो, कल एक 10-12 डॉट बॉल डाल लियो, बस खत्म हो
ये
जाएगा.
क्या नहीं,
I'll
क्या कल हर्षल पटेल 5 विकेट लिया, फिर कल से भूवी भी ले सकता है.
हमने भी यही सोचा था कि कल हर्षल पटेल, आज ऋतुराज गायकवाड़.
नहीं,
लुक हाउ दैट टर्न्ड आउट.
वो हाँ यार, ऋतुराज गायकवाड़
बेचारे
सबको डुबाया.
गायकवाड़ की सारी मार्केट वैल्यू गिरा दी है इन लोगों ने.
यार that was. But yeah, back to you, Kushagra.
Yeah, overall as a Delhi fan, of course, very satisfied, very happy with the victory. And अगर आप victory देखें तो if you look at the squad, what the franchise had planned for the season, तो उसमें से 3 top players are not there in the team, and still such a comfortable victory for the team. Shreyas, of course, will not play the entire season, but Ravada and Nokia, both of them are absolutely out. So I think we need to take that into account, and Delhi ka management should be very satisfied with the victory they've achieved. I think also it makes a difference that you've got a few winners in the backroom staff in Delhi, and they're trying to inculcate that sort of spirit in amongst the Delhi Capitals. I know beach mein fielding थोड़ी shoddy थी, but from the first over till the sixth or the eighth over, they were on point in the field as well. It seemed like Delhi was trying to hunt in packs, which is always a marker of a champion team. And if nothing else, they're trying to inculcate these good habits in their system. Whatever happens in the tournament happens. One has to be very honest and fair in their assessment. हम दिल्ली को पहले भी अच्छे से रेट कर रहे थे. अगर आज दिल्ली
Yes.
188 नहीं कर पाती वानखेड़े में, there would have been massive doubts, because frankly,
Yeah.
जैसे स्टैटिस्टिक्स हमने देखा है, probably a 220 might not even be safe at वानखेड़े this year.
Yes.
So you really don't want to bat first at वानखेड़े. So
Yeah.
I think that played very much against CSK when they came into bat. And as Rishabh had mentioned, कि pitch में हल्का सा softness होगी. ये पहला
Yes.
मैच है the season का इस pitch का, and whatever juice that they
Kushagra,
may.
just what do you make of that toss press conference that he did give? I mean, sorry, the interview that he did give. कैसा लगा? I mean, he had a little bit of nervousness, but just the confidence with
He's
which
a
he was
captain.
speaking.
He's a captain.
Yeah.
Look at him. There is no part of him that looks out of place. He's a captain.
Yeah.
When his bowlers were getting hit for 4, he was pissed off. You could see it on his face.
Yeah.
Nothing to the bowler. He's learned from Dhoni well. And whatever you might say, Mahendra Singh Dhoni is his hero. He's probably all of our hero amongst the six
Yeah.
of us here in the panel, and he's a hero to the nation. And उन्होंने ऋषभ पंत पे बहुत काम किया. That's a genuinely honest thing. And
Yeah.
it's a gift that he's given his time to Rishabh, and Rishabh has been able to make use of that. Believe me, yeah, I have got wood here. Touch wood, ये वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट सबसे बड़ा प्लेयर रहेगा अगले 10 साल तक. देखना, ये लड़का इतना टैलेंटेड है और he is genuinely that good. He can genuinely become the biggest player in the world for the next 10 years. And I mean, all the best to him. And we're just here. We're going to be sitting here. We're going to be watching him. And all I want is for him to dominate world cricket. I don't care if he captains India or not. Don't care if he captains Delhi next year or not. But just want him to keep playing and expressing himself in the manner that he expresses, because it's beautiful to watch. But yeah, coming back to this match, I believe 15th को है अगला match Delhi का. So fair bit of rest for Delhi, and they can come back refreshed. As far as the spinners का point आपने बोला, even Rege has been talking about it. But frankly, अगर आप अभी तक सिर्फ 2 ही मैचेस हुए, पर आप दोनों मैचेस देखिए, स्पिनर्स को रख के पीटा गया है. कोई भी स्पिनर अपार्ट फ्रॉम कृणाल एंड जड्डू आप कह लें, बट देन आल्सो दोज वर ऑफसेट, बिकॉज उनके जो साथी स्पिनर थे वो पिट रहे थे. उनके पीछे ज्यादा नहीं गए बैट्समैन उस टाइम पे. बट इफ यू लुकिंग स्पिनर्स इन जनरल एंड वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट में, आप इंडिया से इंग्लैंड देख लीजिए. हम लोग चहल और सबके, चहल ने एक मैच अच्छा खेला, 2 मैच में पिटाई हुई. चहल की पहली मैच में पिटाई हुई, फिर खेले नहीं. एंड इवन जब कुलदीप खेले उनकी भी पिटाई हुई. तो मतलब बेसिकली सब स्पिनर्स को वो लिटरली लंबा टांग रख के छक्का मारा जा रहा है. ये हम लोग को सोचना, 2020 क्रिकेट में तो वही एक बॉल है. तो आई सपोज ये आपका सब कॉन्टिनेंट में फॉर्मेट ही यही बन जाएगा कि टांग रख के छक्का मारेंगे लोग स्पिनर्स को. बट जहां तक ये 50 ओवर क्रिकेट की, वी नीड टू थिंक ऑफ दैट, that old concept of 34th over तक एक ball, फिर last 15-16 overs के लिए एक ball. We need to go back to that concept because ये दो new balls don't work. They will kill the spinners that we all have, and that is not anything that anyone wants to see. So I hope spinners make a comeback. Why not? But as far as today is concerned, super happy, super confident, super satisfied with the Delhi victory. Shikhar Dhawan, undoubted man of the match. 3 catches in a match where everyone seemed to just want to drop catches only.
Yeah,
And also an 85, which almost sealed the victory for Delhi. So, Gabbar has started in style. Gabbar, along with Raina. I'm honestly, हम लोग CSK की जो भी बात कर ले, I am waiting for Raina's next innings because
yeah.
literally it seems like कि वो प्लेन से उतरे, जब भी उतरे मुंबई में वो टाइमिंग लेके उतरे थे अपने बल्ले में, और वो भाई बंदा अभी वानखेड़े में खेलना और पटाके जमेगा देखना. नॉट अ बिग डील कि अगले 4 मैच में एक सेंचुरी तो आएगा, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं.
Just the change of
Rahan,
mood from yesterday for Kushagra, right? हर्षल पटेल के लिए जो दुख था कल उनके लिए, जो एक इंटरनल दुख था कि हर्षल पटेल डीसी से ट्रेड हो गए, another trade that did not go in Delhi's favor, वहां से लेके to the happiness that is very very vibrant on his face today. So congratulations to Delhi Capitals. Sumit, there's something that you want to add?
yeah, I was gonna say, if I'm not wrong, in the lockdown, Raina practiced with Rishabh Pant
Yeah.
together, and he has
Yes.
certainly
Yes, yes.
taken a leaf out of his
Rishabh,
book. Yeah,
Rishabh trained at Raina's academy.
हाँ.
yeah,
ये
Quite a
काफी
while.
काफी बढ़िया जगह होगी,
It's
something that is
basically
definitely worth.
Shubman Gill trained at Yuvraj's academy and Rishabh trained at
yeah.
Raina's academy. That's what happened.
बढ़िया. I mean that's
And
really good.
Ricky Ponting gave a Zoom call to Prithvi Shaw and उसको काट दिया.
So much for not playing in the nets. He told everyone today what he's like when he's playing in good form. SRH for overseas Sheikh मेरे हिसाब से it is Williamson, Warner, Nabi and Rashid Khan. I feel that's what they have to go with tomorrow. ये YouTube comments में दूसरों को कैसे टैग करते हैं? I guess you just add @ and just click on the person or just tag it properly. CSK needs to rethink their bowling plans. कल तो अनुराग अन्ना वर्सेस रोहन भाई है. Yes, that is what it is tomorrow. रोहन भाई एक काम करो, गिल के साथ मिकेलम से ओपनिंग करवा लो, कंफ्यूजन खत्म.
अपनी टेंशन ले, अपनी टीम की टेंशन ले, बॉलिंग देखो, अपनी हालत देखो, हैं? हमारी बैटिंग पे कमेंट कर रहा है. 189 इतने प्यार से चेस
ओए,
करवा दी.
तुम्हारा कैप्टन क्या करता है भाई? बटलर और स्टोक्स
Yeah,
ओपन
I mean,
करेंगे.
for RR, I mean that is quite funny. I mean, why would you predict who someone else might open? But
वो
okay.
अपनी ठीक है, सॉरी.
Okay. Bhuvneshwar is here. Bhuvneshwar says, make me captain tomorrow. अरे भुवी भाई कल जरा डीके को थोड़ा टाइम बैटिंग करने देना प्लीज. मे बी दैट इज व्हाट ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट, हिज ड्रीम 11 पिक प्रॉब्ली. कल डीके गिल मॉर्गन सब जीरो पे जाएंगे. 4 overs 1 made and 8 for 3 would be bowling figures. Yeah, if there was a triple captain option I would have made you a triple captain too. विपुल सेज वाह, पंत से अच्छा पोस्ट मैच प्रेजेंटेशन इंटरव्यू तो अपने केडी भाई देते हैं. हाँ, भेज दो वहां पे केडी को, व्हाई नॉट. Bhuvneshwar says कुछ भी हो जाए KKR should be in the bottom two. Anurag Pisara fan club. Anurag is missing, but his fan club's here. SRH for the win. Okay. अभी भी चल रहा है. वाह, Benzema has scored. Okay. Don't care much, but fair enough. KKR will win. Shakib man of the match. I mean, yes, if Shakib is man of the match, it means that it will be a fantastic game to watch and definitely something that Rohan will then bring his entire KKR gang and they will have a party here on the TST live. But yes, thanks to all of you guys who've joined today. Atul, massive kudos to you for making your debut. And hopefully this is the first of many. Sumedh has been here for the last couple of days and I'm pretty sure that he's liking it already. Rohan Gulandi is here as well. Rohan to हमारे हमेशा, he is the positive energy that we have. And I genuinely hope that KKR है तैयार. Afzal as well. Afzal who joined in after his ESPN Cricket Info stint, and do follow his commentary on the Hindi version. Siddharth, as usual, the MI fan and the man with the most number of agendas on the channel. And a very happy Kushagra Dikshit along with me, Prathamesh. Do subscribe to the channel. वो जो एक bell button आपको दिखेगा channel की subscription के बाजू में, उसको click कीजिए, which gives you a notification of when we go live. Just for information, it's 5:30 on match days, which is for the next 2 months, I guess, and 5:30 in the evening, and probably somewhere around 11 to 11:30 के बीच में, as in how the over rate works out in the night at the post match mid innings live हमारा generally Instagram पे होता है. So
Depending on the captain's fine.
डिपेंडिंग ऑन द कैप्टन फाइन यस मतलब जितना कैप्टन कम पैसा भरेंगे उतना हम जल्दी आएंगे बेसिकली so that is what the essentiality of the thing is. Do visit the website as well. We do give match previews and reviews as well. The preview for this game will probably be up in the next half an hour 40 minutes or so. The preview will be out tomorrow in the afternoon for the SRH versus KKR game. And until then, signing off here is Prathamesh, and we will see you tomorrow.